At our constituency meeting, we invited all the various regions to get together in groups, and then the regional coordinators met with them and really got feedback relevant to one question. And that question was, what should the BC Conference be doing to help the local church grow God's kingdom? From the information that we received at the constituency meeting has begun the framework of a document called REACH. Also included in this REACH document are core values that focus on revival and discipleship and alignment within a church, community outreach and evangelism, and having a healthy leadership and management at all levels. What we want to do as a conference is to make sure that we here, all departments, that's every single department, and all administrators are doing everything we can to have an impact on the local church. If we're not helping a local church grow, I wonder, have we lost then our reason for existence? But in order for me to help you, in order for the conference, should I say, and all of us in the office, I'm not just speaking about myself, I'm speaking about all of us. In order for every one of us to be able to help you, I need you to help us, first of all. And so what I'm asking you to do is a follow-up to what took place out at Camp Hope when we had our constituency meeting. And that is, I'm asking you to sit down with your leadership team and ask again this same question. What should the BC Conference be doing to help the local church grow? I need all the suggestions that we can possibly get. We want to put our resources, our time, everything, focusing on what the real needs are, not what the perceived needs are. And you have to help us to discover exactly what that may be. This could mean we might realign some things here at the office. We might realign how we spend the funds that you as a church provide for us. But we need to make a difference, not at building up an institution such as a conference. It has to be about the local church. So here's a couple of things that I would suggest at this particular point. Spend some time reviewing your core values as a leadership team. Talk about your reason for existence as a church in your particular community. Then take a look at your strategy, all of the things that you have plans, the goals that you have, and evaluate that a little bit more. But as you do so, look at it from this perspective. How can the conference help us to achieve what we've already planned? Now, an interesting thing is, when I speak of these core values, and that this document will be sent to you or emailed to you that I have right here, that actually focuses on these values. And it's really interesting because the material that I received at the constituency meeting fits perfectly with the core values. Now, I want you to understand, this is not a program. This is not a project. This is not anything that tells a local church how they need to be doing ministry. It is actually an instrument that will help us to know how to help you. So this whole process that we're going through right now is not helping you develop your strategic plan. It's helping us develop our strategic plan here at the conference to make sure that we're not missing the mark, to make sure that we are doing everything we can with our time and our resources to help you grow God's kingdom in your local community. Now, I realize that there's going to be a lot of areas that we're not going to be able to, because we have limited resources and limited fundings. But we need to look at those things that are common denominators between all of the churches. I'll give you an example. One of the things that kept coming up in this document, again, that we received from you, the constituency, was why have all of these training sessions out at Camp Hope? Why not come to a region where you can actually bring in more people to participate? And then what we do is we customize it then for that local region based on the needs of that region. The needs up in the north are going to be a lot different than the needs, for example, in the Vancouver area. The process that we're going to follow right now is that you are the second part of this process. The first was when we gathered the information out of Camp Hope, and then I shared it with our most recent board of directors. The next stage is what I'm asking you to do right now, pastors, and that is to meet with your full leadership team and to to identify again those areas that we as a conference can help you. Once that takes place, you will send that information back to me, and then I will create another spreadsheet, put all that information together, take it to our administrative team, and our directors will take a look at it, we'll synthesize the whole thing, and then when that's all said and done, the final step is at the January board meeting, we will invite the K-12 board, the board of directors, the entire office staff, and the regional ministerial coordinators, and we'll sit down, we'll look at this, and then we'll come to a conclusion that this is where the focus needs to be in areas that we've determined are the key core values of the BC Conference. Then out of that, once that is done, then I will sit down with each director and then come up with a plan of what they're going to do in their area to help you and your church to grow God's kingdom. So really the drive behind my request is very simple, and it is, help me. Help me to help you and your church by providing the information so the appropriate decisions can be made for the allocation of funds and resources to be able to make a difference at the local church level of growing God's kingdom and reaching men and women, boys and girls for Jesus Christ in the British Columbia Conference. That is British Columbia and the Yukon. Thank you. God bless you, and can't hardly wait to get your feedback.